Sean Taylor's been gone for a decade, but for a generation of safeties, it's all about Sean T. DJ Swearinger's routine hasn't changed since his junior year of high school. Before he ventures out to the field on game day, he watches the same blurry video, a montage that turns 10 years old this week. Swearinger even knows the length of the video by heart. It's 3 minutes and 32 seconds of Sean Taylor wrecking NFL offenses, set to Thuggish Ruggish Bone. Swearinger wasn't even a teenager when he first became entranced with Taylor, with the range and the power, the verve and the visor. He was only 16 when Taylor was murdered, when he died 10 years ago Monday. But Swearinger got hooked, and now he won't play football without watching the grainy montage of Taylor breaking things. Something about him was different. It stuck with me till now, Swearinger said late Thursday night, after Washington's win over the Giants. He was the GOAT, greatest of all time, when he was playing. That dominant force that he played with was unmatched. Still unmatched. I'm trying to get there myself. In the days after the Taylor tragedy, it was obvious that his teammates would carry a scar for life. It felt clear, too, that Redskins fans would never give up on the Taylor mystique, and they haven't. It sometimes feels like there are more jerseys of Taylor than of any current player in the FedEx Field stands, and the 10-year tributes on Thursday night, his number outside the stadium, a video on the big screen, brought on the expected emotions. Here's something I never would have predicted in the immediate aftermath of that tragedy, that a generation of defensive backs would grow up idolizing a man whose pro career lasted just 55 games. Flashback, Sean Taylor, 1983 to 2007. An ESPN Sunday NFL Countdown piece that airs Sunday morning drives that point home. It features Swearinger, who paid a 5-figure sum to secure the number 36, Taylor's first uniform number in Washington. "Do what Sean do," Swearinger says in the piece. "That's what I say in my head. Whether it's an interception, whether it's a big hit, a forced fumble, being all over the field, just do it like Sean do it." And Packers safety Clinton Dix, who wears Taylor's more familiar number 21. "As I'm getting ready for the game, the last thing I do before I step on the field is call up a Sean Taylor highlight," Clinton Dix says in the piece. "I envision myself making the plays that he's made already, and Giants safety Landon Collins, another number 21. I feel like he's always watching," Collins says, closing the piece by imagining what it will be like to one day meet Taylor in heaven. "He can put his arm around me and be like, 'You did it.'" These men were all about the same age when Taylor died, 16, 14, 13. As a group, they've helped keep the Taylor legend churning in a way unimaginable during those heart-rending days 10 years ago. None of them plays football quite like Taylor, because no one really does. But they want to. "It's part tragedy, part triumph in a way," said Ryan Clark, Taylor's former teammate and close friend, who narrates the ESPN piece. "The way he played the game, it's definitely something all these kids now pattern their game after. That type of reckless abandon, the skill, all those things are who they want to be. It's an homage, it's honoring him, and I think it's really cool. It makes me feel good that they still talk about him and still love him in that way." Flashback, 5 years after Sean Taylor's death, so many questions unanswered. It isn't just that trio, either. There's Steelers DB Sean Davis, a Maryland native, who wore number 21 at Maryland in honor of Taylor. "I just loved everything about him," Davis once said, and Seahawks safety Cam Chancellor, another local who grew up a Redskins fan. "He's with me in the game, on my shoulder every week," Chancellor once said of Taylor. Former Cowboys defensive back Mike Jenkins wore number 21 because of Taylor. So did former Rutgers defensive back Lorenzo Waters. I asked Clark how many current safeties see Taylor as the model. "I mean, I think most guys do," he said. "It's just a testament to how he played, how it looked when he played, how different he was," Clark said. "Because even though the professional recognition wasn't there for him, It was almost like street cred, you know? Even though he's not getting the all-pros and different things like that, the people who knew ball and loved ball understood how rare he was. There's surely an element of myth-making in all of this. Taylor is guarded by that aura of perfection that surrounds so many icons who vanish before they were supposed to. It might seem silly to mention Taylor in the same sentence as Hendrix and Cobain and Tupac and Biggie, but the principle seems familiar. He was a football savant, immaculately frozen in time. As